Hey. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 43. And we're going to be doing another mocktail, you guys. This mocktail is going to be a mocktail of one of my faves. Y'all, if anybody know me, they know when I get out the country, the first thing I ask for is what you call a mimosa. So with that mimosa, today we're going to use the sparkling cider instead of champagne. This is for you non-drinkers. Okay, so you get your cider and you make it nice and sparkly. Let's get a little more sparkly to show y'all what I'm saying. Okay, and then you go ahead with your orange juice. And for some of us that like either pineapple juice, sometimes I drink mine with pineapple juice, and sometimes I drink my mimosa with cranberry juice. And why can't I open this, y'all? Give me a second, I thought it was already open. Alright, y'all, hold on, because we got to get this together. Here we go. I got it. Okay, maybe I don't have it, y'all. Please. Alright. Nephew was trying to turn y'all off so I wouldn't have to edit. I appreciate it, nephew. And because this is simply lemonade, orange juice, you gotta shake, shake, shake. Shake it up, get it real good for y'all. And then you go ahead and you add in your orange juice. And for y'all real mimosa drinkers, we top it off with a little bit of Sprite. You understand me? That would have been a top off of another thing of champagne, okay? And this is what you call your mimosa. This is a mocktail mimosa. Mocktail mimosas is champagne and orange juice. And if you are actually drinking real good mimosa, then you're going to top it off with one champagne, and you're going to top it off with the other champagne with your orange juice. Talk about good, girl. Let me go ahead and try it for you. My God. If I ain't know no better, I would have sure thought it was this. I sure thought it was champagne up in this thing. Here you go, y'all. This is your mimosa, and we're about to do a story time. And this story time happened, some years ago, y'all. It was a terrifying road trip. It didn't have too much drama, but it was scary. Let me tell you about it. All right, y'all. It was me and hubby going out of town. We decided just up one morning and decided to go take a road trip. We used to do this a lot when I was younger. Just hop up and say, you know what? Let's just go on a road trip. You don't have to work. I don't have to work. Let's go. So that's what we did. We got in the car and we headed out of town. And back then we used to do the drive. You drive till you get to have to fill up. You fill up before you leave. You drive till you have to fill up again, and then you drive back till you have to fill up again. So that's what we did. So it was called the drive to fill up and drive to fill up, right? So you fill up, you drive back. Or get as close as possible to having to fill up. Or fill up and then get to the next big city, stay, and then come back. So that's what we did. So as we were driving, you usually don't stop on those type of road trips. You usually just go and wait till you get to your destination to do whatever, food or whatever, unless you have to do a restaurant break or something like that. But you don't really stop to kind of relax because you're just driving till you get to what it's called the E. Or if you have to fill up because you're in a smaller city and you want to get to a big city, then you fill it up and get to that big city. So that's what we did. So we did do, it's not what we did because we did stop. And the reason we stopped is because we had went through this little city and seemed like it was nothing going on, but it seemed like they had like a lot of cars like getting off at this exit. Well, again, like I said, it was just we traveling, we doing our thing. So let's go ahead and see what it's about. So we got off the exit or whatnot. When we get off the exit, it's like, I don't know what you want to call it, but the little town or whatever, it was a cute little town. It like had like little houses and little, I don't know, it was a cute little town. Let's just say that, because I can't really explain it to you without, you know, calling what I think it is. But anywho, it was a cute little town. We went ahead, we visited the town, we walked around the town, and, you know, parked and walked, because they had a lot of little shops and everything. It was a really cute little quaint little town. So when we went back to get to the car looked like it had been scratched and a little dent on the side, but we ain't paying no mind, right? We went ahead, got in the car, and started back on the road. When we started back on the road, we got about maybe 2 miles down the highway, and our car was on a flat. Now, mind you, back then, our car was pretty brand new tires, everything, but we was on the flat. So it was like, okay, let's pull to the side and change the flat. So we pull over for hubby to change the flat. He opens up the trunk and opens up the underneath where the tire usually is, and the tire is gone. So you're like, what? This is weird. So he was like, no spare. Like, where would our spare be? We never took our spare out. Our car was pretty new, so that was weird. So he said, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to drive to kind of on the rim to the next exit and get a tire. And I was like, okay, because it was 2 miles away. And he was like, or I could leave it here and I could walk 2 miles back. I was like, well, you know what? There's probably the next exit coming up real shortly because we just left a town. So it's probably another little exit coming up. And we'll just stop. So he was like, okay. So hubby started driving and driving and driving and driving and driving. So we had to drive 3 exits. So you know that's 3 miles. Well, we could have just walked back the 2 miles and tried to get somebody. But anywho, we walked the 3 miles. So we drove the 3 miles. So when we drove the 3 miles, we got off at the exit. We got off at the exit, there was a tire shop. So we pulled over. And because we didn't call AAA or anything like that, because we was just thinking, oh, it's just a flat tire. So we get off and we go to the tire. There was a tire shop right off. We got off the tire shop. And the guy said, oh, we don't have your type of tire. And he was like, where y'all headed? Are y'all headed this way, the way we were going, or y'all headed back the way we were going back? And we was like, we actually headed the other way. I said, but we did see the little town that we had came from. He said, don't stop at that little town. He said, whatever you do not stop in that little town. I was like, okay, whatever. And he was like, but let me see if I could call somebody to actually get you a tire. So it's like, okay. So he called or whatever, no luck. So he said, well, if you go up one more exit, there's a Walmart. If you go there, they can actually get you a tire. So it's like, okay, sweet. So, but remember, we're on almost the rim at this point. So the guy said, but let me actually put some air in it, give y'all a little bit of air so y'all can get to where y'all getting, because it wasn't split or nothing, it was just flat. So he put the air in, the air started to go down. So he said, yeah, y'all must have a hole. So let me go ahead, put as much air as I can, and y'all go straight to that shop. So that's what he did. Filled it all the way back up. You could hear it kind of going down. We got on the highway. We started heading to Walmart. We get to the Walmart just as the tire was like, boom, 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 boom. So we get, it was pretty much doing that. We're getting to the exit anyway. So we get to the exit and it's boom, 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 boom. So we finally pulled in the Walmart. The auto center, the guy was like, how can we help you? He was like, we got a flat. And he was like, no, your tires look good. So my husband had to get out and show him where a flat was or whatever. The guy was really country, right? So he was like, oh, I only looked on that side, sir. I didn't look on your side because it was on the passenger side. He was standing on the driver's side. Anywho, so we laughed about it. The guy took the car in and he went to go ahead and change the tire. So when he changed the tire, he told us it was all ready to go. So we get back in the car, and hubby was like, you know what, this is enough adventure for me today. Let's just head back home. I said, okay. We hadn't got to the mark of us being empty. We just stopped early. So he said, I'm going to fill it back up, you know, and we just going to head back home. I said, okay, sounds good. So we get to the gas station, which was in the Walmart parking lot, and he fills up and he looks at the tire, and he was like, man, this tire going flat too. So he says, let me fill up, and then we're going back over there to Walmart. So he went to go over there to Walmart. On the way back to Walmart, the car goes boom. The food and put the whatever, right? So the tire came off. So hubby was like, I'm not driving over there with no rim, whatever. So he walks over to where the guy is. So the guy was like, oh shoot. So they came back over, they put the tire on and everything, and we was good. So we got to driving. So we drive home, and we get right past the exit where we had got off at. And so hubby was like, I should get off this exit, because what had happened was somebody had sliced the tire, okay? He said, I should get off and, you know, go ask some questions. I was like, boy, if you don't stop, man, we ain't playing. So we continued to drive. As we driving, we hear boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what in the world? Another flat. But luckily, when we was at Walmart, I didn't tell y'all, we bought another spare so we can have a spare tire. So we pulled over, hubby changed and put on a spare tire. So when he put on a spare tire, he took the tire off and he looked, they had another, like, it was a hole, but it wasn't as deep as the other one. That's how we got to. So he put that tire in, and he was like, when he finished, he was like, when I get back closer to the house, I'm gonna pull over and I'm gonna check all of our tires, because luckily it wasn't nighttime, it was actually daytime. And I'm gonna check all of our tires. And I need to turn back to go to that Walmart so we can get another tire, just in case anything happens.